coming, and like Nick said, we have two interstate pipelines in Barville. That's what kind of started this. You know, it's too much. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm getting nervous now. Okay.
You might need a shot.
All right, I'm Dave. Barville against Spectre expansion, and yes, we've been fighting this thing for 2 years. Nick did come to my door and knock on it one rainy day and told me about the expansion behind my house, which I had no idea. They send you a booklet in the middle of the winter, which you read 4 or 5 pages, and if there's nothing in it, you say, well, forget about that. It's wood stove material, you know? I didn't know, but just like it. So, I'm in Barville. So, yeah, so I was interested, so Nick had a little meeting at the local library, so I went there and listened to him, and I'm like, well, hey, we can't have this, and you know, in my backyard, I'm a half a mile away from this compression station, which for the last 5 years, it's been roaring. I have 8¼ acres, and you can hear it like in the big turbine, like woo, where you can't camp out in my backyard anymore. I've had a few girls, young girls that stayed out there. They came running in the middle of the night because it's unexpected when the noise is. It's up and down and up and down. It's not a, you know, like, oh yeah, you can hear it now. It's whenever they want it. A lot of storms, rainstorms. That's when they seem, like the other day when it was raining, you can hear it like a son of a gun behind my house. It was terrible. But, you know, that reason, the noise, then the pollution and the health reasons, the risk. I have chronic asthma. I've lived there since '52, on and off. I was born next door. I live in my grandpa's house, 3 generations. And, you know, I'm wondering why I got chronic asthma. I have used prednisone for 20 years. I thought it was the woods. Maybe not. We don't know. I've got neighbors that are sick. They lived in Florida. They came here. Now one died. He was on oxygen. Now the other old lady's she's on oxygen. And we don't know. Lately, I've been having to use my inhaler. That's interesting because they're steering things up, you know, just half a mile down the road. But I haven't had to use my inhaler in quite a while. So that's very important. We're worried about the water. I have a 22-inch water table in my yard. It's brooks and streams that come from up Buck Hill all the way down and all the way through. When they raised my father's taxes one year, he said, well, and tell them to come up in July and wear your hip boots, and then we'll see what the taxes are going to be, because it's all wetlands. And all these connect. There's like 21 bodies of water that connect. So if this thing ever blows, it's gonna be a very big impact in Barville, you know, for the waterways. You know, it's a little camping town. You go fishing, swimming. A lot of people come here to visit. You know, in summer they rent little cottages. That's what it's all about, and that's going to be gone. The history of base. We've been doing this for 2 years. We've gone to the town council quite many times. We've given them pieces of copies of disasters, like Allentown, like they said in the whistleblowers, and all of the pipeline disasters, power plant disasters. I had 2 inches of paperwork that I found, and I'm not really good at the computer. Try to show them that maybe it didn't do anything yet, but it could. And when it does, we're in big trouble. Now, this is not good for our town. We already have a power plant. I don't know why, and it's actually suing Barville right now because they have to pay taxes, and they don't want to pay taxes, so they went and had it redone to see how much it's worth, reevaluated, and again, they're disputing it, and now our lawyers for Barville, from what I've heard, they're running out of money because they're fighting a bigger company. And I kind of say, well, if you can't, you know, we're not big people here, it's just a little town, but if you can't handle fighting these big mammoth, corporations, why bring another one in? Because they're going to rule us. And one little girl in my group had Spectreville. Why don't we just call Barville Spectreville? And that's kind of, you know, that's what's going to happen. They're ruling us. They're putting the noise where they want it. They're leveling it. Barville's telling me with the we had a young man that came from Boston he wrote a thesis for his master's degree on the noise, and he clocked it at 73 decibels. Across the street from this compression station, the lady's shelf shakes. She can't have company because it's up and down. We've even had policemen and other people sit in front of her yard, and you can't even hear them talk on the other side of them. And I'm bitching about how loud it is in my backyard, and I'm a half mile away. You know, and then there's a thing. We have Buckfield Management right up the road. Well, what about the deer? What about our wildlife with all this noise and the cutting of 5 acres of forest? Spectra wants to have 2 more proposed expansions as well as them putting in this power plant. So I say for 57 square miles, I think that's way over what we can handle. And the toxins that it gives out, just in the compression station, there's like about 30 of them that they compress the gas to push it along to the next compression station. They have those in tanks, I was just told from a young man, in tanks up there. Big, I don't know what kind, I'm gonna look it up, how big, you know, these tanks are. Where are they? Are they in the ground? What kind of chemicals are they? You know, and is that safe for us to have in a 22-inch water table? You dig down 22 inches, there's water. How could they even build there? People can't build on that, and it's farmland around here, 5 acres of forest. It's farmland. I have 8 acres, I can't split it up and sell half of it. So, well, thank you all for the fight, thank you all for coming and listening today. Thank you.